Hey, Robert here from Absolute Body Systems. This is a quick video for the guys today. I'm aware that I do an awful lot for the ladies, mainly because we get a lot of demand for the ladies, but this one's for the fellas. Here's what I want you to think about. When guys think about going to gyms, and specifically, well, there's two different sort of paths, isn't there? Some of us choose to hit the cardio stuff because we want to lose weight. Then some of us choose to hit the weights because we want to gain weight. So we kind of have two different spectrums. Here's what I want you to think about. If you walk through a gym door, I know this stuff basically because I've worked in gyms, I've managed gyms, I know how they work. When you walk through the gym door, any local gym that you're in at the moment, walk through the door, and over 75% of the people will be on cardio machines, statistically speaking. Not always, but statistically speaking. There's a reason for that, because that's the way it's marketed. They tell you how many calories you've burned, what level that you're on. It has a fan on it, it has a television on it, there's a TV in front of you. There's just so many more appealing things to it. Then the next step to that is then the resistance equipment, and specifically the weights machines. This is where they have a diagram, and it shows you the muscles that you're working, primary and secondary muscles that you're working, the start and finish position of the exercise. It has a weight stack that tells you specifically what weight to use. And it's usually something that's written on your program by your instructor to tell you that you should do, how many you should do. Usually it's 3 sets of 10, because that's what most gym instructors will give you. When you then move to the next section, this is the free weights area. And this is the area where it can become quite intimidating, and there's a lot of the whole alpha male thing floating about, and who's doing what, and this guy's doing this right, that guy's not doing it right, this guy's on steroids, that guy's not on steroids, and we start to judge each other because it becomes a little bit of a competition, who's got the biggest dick in the free weights area type of thing, by who can lift the most weights. Here's the thing though. If your goal is to become a strongman, so you're entering strongman competitions, or you're entering powerlifting competitions, or you generally just enjoy any of those two, then the weight that you lift is, of course, it makes sense. If, however, your goal is bodybuilding, physique, stroke fitness modelling, or even just generally for the mere mortals to just look better, which is just to put on a little bit of muscle tissue, or just to tone the muscle tissue you've already got, and lose a bit of body fat, then it does not matter a shit what you're lifting. It does in relation to progression and adaptation, increasing intensity, but it doesn't matter in terms of, I'll give you an example. If I could just bench press 10 kilos but I looked good, I wouldn't give a shit if the guy next to me is doing 110. It wouldn't make a single bit of difference. And it tends to be a phrase that comes up with guys quite a lot. So what do you bench these days? Who gives a fuck what you can bench these days? It doesn't matter. Sometimes it becomes the problem where your ego gets ahead of what you actually want. So you say, I want to build this muscle, I want to get ripped, I want to lose the body fat. How much can you deadlift? How much can you bench press? How much can you squat? Fuck that shit. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. If my body is changing shape, then I'm happy. In order for it to change shape, yes, things will need to progress. Things will need to intensify, from the reps to the sets to the food that I eat, to the poundage of the weights going up. Those things are natural progressions that will signify a change, that will show a change in your body and muscle tissue. However, and body fat for that as well. However, it's not the one factor. The weight is not the one factor that will determine how good you look. And this is something that you need to leave behind. So leave your fucking ego at the front door and just realise that it's not about how much weight you can lift. I'll give you an example. If I put you through a training session of rest pause training, so for example, let's say you've done a bench press and I get you to lower the weight for 3 seconds, so you're focusing on the eccentric part of the movement. I then say to you, I want you to hold it at the bottom in this isometric phase, in a hold which is right at the bottom of your chest. Hold it there before you explode it back up for 1 second. You need to repeat that again for another 8 to 12 times, which is focusing on muscle hypertrophy. Do you think your weight would come down a whole lot compared to what it would if you're doing your normal 3 sets of 10 and blasting through as much weight as you can? It probably would. And here's the thing as well, you would have more muscle degradation, the muscle would break down, you would tear the muscle fibers a lot more, and you would get far better results. Again, rest, and then after you've done that, you would give yourself a quick 10-second count, blast in and do another, as many reps as you can. You wouldn't get anywhere near the 8 to 12, but as many reps you can, and do that a second time. That's a classic example that you could do. You could do drop sets, you could do pre-exhaust. There's many different techniques out there that you probably know about, and you've flirted with them, but you don't really understand why you're doing them. the message really for today is leave your fucking ego at the front door and stop thinking about how much weight you can lift, unless, of course, that's your thing. If that's your thing, then great. It's definitely not my thing. I'm not naturally strong. I'm strong for a skinny guy, but I'm not naturally strong. So it's powerlifting and strongman competitions just wouldn't be my bag. I admire these guys that do it. They're absolute phenoms. I think they're incredible, and the feats that they can pull off, it's incredible. I love watching it. I've got a few friends that do it. It's great to watch. I admire them. But unless that's your bag, fucking leave it alone. Start concentrating on changing the shape of your body if that's what you want. So ask yourself, first of all, challenge for today, what do you want? Then you just reverse engineer it. How do you achieve it? If you want to know how to achieve it, then leave a message below and I'll send you over a link to apply for a free strategy call with me, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Speak to you soon. Bye.